your turn.
Alright, here we are. Three crafty bastards. To my right, just to switch it up, I got
Mr. Classic.
and then over to my left. And of course, I'm D. Smith. And we're gonna bring you a short tonight. So, I gotta tell you guys about a situation that happened to me today, right?
Situation.
Yeah, and I feel like we need to talk about this because I was heavily scrutinized by my woman for this. Right. Yeah. So, to make a long story short, real quick, and of course I gotta take a sip of this super awesome cherry blossom before I get this shit rolling. I put this in the fridge last
We all
night.
got it.
Nice and cold tonight. We're all having a little sip of this super awesome cherry blossom. Homebrew, by the way. Japanese whiskey.
Can't get it anywhere besides his porch.
You can't get it anywhere except for here, which makes it classic.
Even better.
I love it. So, I want to present you with the situation I was presented with today,
You got
right?
your diagrams ready?
I got it. Okay. So, we're walking through Kroger, me and my girl, right? And ahead of us is this, we'll say, lady, right? Who literally has her ass cheeks hanging out of her shorts. They're that short, right? Now, my girl has worn shorts where her ass cheeks are hanging out of her shorts, but she never left the house in it. And even tonight, if you could see her right now, she has this banging ass dress on that completely accentuates her figure, right? So that same dress on earlier, we're walking. We're not hand in hand because we're both carrying groceries, but we are walking towards the checkout. And in front of us is this woman, directly on my 12, is this woman that has her ass cheeks hanging out of her shorts. So if you let her tell the story, it goes a different way. But here's how it went. She looks at me. She says, "Oh, I see what you're looking at." And then I say, no, baby, wait. And before I could even get that out, she says, "Oh, I see what it is. I see what it is. Blah, blah, blah," right? Now, granted, she's just, she's fucking with me right now, right? Because she knows, or at least she has to know, that she's my boo. I don't want anybody but her. Let's just make that known. So it wasn't like I was gonna be like, "Damn," or some shit like that. My original thought process was, why did you leave the house with your ass hanging out of these shorts? Right?
Right.
But of course, from a woman's perspective, if she sees her man looking at someone directly in front of them while you're walking through the grocery store, she's gonna think, "I seen it. I know you seen it. You're busted." Which is exactly what she said to me.
She pinpointed you laser focused.
Yeah, look, I don't wear glasses, but she said you had 20/20 vision.
Next
Right?
time, pull up the deal with it sunglasses and just pop them on. I ain't looking at nothing.
Honestly, I felt like maybe I should have pulled a monocle out. Oh well, indubitably,
You wouldn't have gotten hated on more.
I absolutely would have got hated on more. And now, granted, let's just say this is just for fun, okay? She was just giving me shit. I know that she knows how I feel, and she doesn't necessarily care about the woman walking through the grocery store with half of her ass hanging out. But my question to you guys, right, is what would you do? What would you do if you were in that situation? If you're walking through the grocery store with your female companion and you happen to come upon something like that, and of course you see it because it's directly in front of you, right? What is your natural reaction?
First of all, how much junk was in the trunk? That matters to whether I stare.
We don't want
Okay.
him to get slapped after
First
this
of
video.
all, you're trying to get me killed.
I'm just being real.
I
I'm
just
keeping it
bought
real.
her a knife for protection, man. Come on. You can't set me up like that.
Okay. Corey,
Yes.
how much junk would be in the trunk for you to stare?
Well, no, wait. In all fairness, I didn't stare. I was simply looking in the direction that I
That
was
wasn't
walking.
her story, dude.
Of
You
course
were-
it wasn't
you
her
were-
story. Yeah, of course it wasn't her story. Okay,
I
so let's take her story.
There
then.
is no spectrum of where it's stareable. I think it's if you have no ass and your jeans are fucking getting eaten by your ass. What the fuck? I mean, there is no spectrum of where I'm staring. It doesn't matter if your ass is eating your shorts. I'm gonna be like, whoa, Whoa, dude.
So what is your natural reaction? Is your natural reaction to be like, oh man,
Are you
or
gonna,
or-
see, I'm an overthinker. I'll let you know that first. I'm an overthinker. So yes, I'm gonna stare and analyze. Not for perverted purposes, but for informational purposes only.
as in who let you leave the house like that?
Yeah.
It's after you get through the initial disgust of you're out in public with your ass hanging out, then you're like, well, why? You're going through your questions. Who, what, when, where, and why.
Right.
I'm an overthinker, so I go through all the gamut of questions. So it's not like I'm being a pervert, it's just I'm processing.
Yes,
Right.
processing. I like that. But my first thought whenever I see that kind of thing is that thought process when you're getting ready for work or the day or whatever, and you look in the mirror and you're going, all right, I'm good. And then you go out.
Right.
At this point, this person dressed up and went, yep, I'm good. And then goes out. And I'm like, whoa.
I am 100% sure that if that were the scenario, and you're like, okay, man, boom, 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 check, 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 and then left the house.
I think
I
she
mean,
did
you're-
check.
Yeah, of course she did. She's trying to garner attention by having her ass hang out like that. Which, whether it be good or attention or bad attention, like she's getting it nonetheless. That's. I feel like sometimes that situation warrants like, who gives a fuck as long as I'm getting it, right? But back to the original scenario, right? And back to the original question is, what do you do? Because okay, here I am, walking hand in hand with shit in my hand with my girl through the grocery store. If I say, oh, Lordy, no, Lordy, no, oh, Lordy, no, then she's gonna be like,
What's the
what,
problem?
what were you just looking at? What is the issue? There is the issue. You just seen that. Boom, I got you. You got caught looking. But then if I don't say anything, and I'm looking directly in front of me while walking forward, she's like, boom, I seen what you seen. I noticed it, and I got you. I caught you looking. So, like, at what point do you win this argument or this conversation?
I don't think there's any winning.
Because ultimately, like, my thought process, my honest thought process was, man, you left the house like that. Like, my girl, I would hope, would have enough dignity to not leave the house with her ass hanging out.
She might not have been somebody's girl though.
Well, and you're absolutely right. But I feel like, ooh, such a loaded statement.
Yes.
However, if you demand respect, it shows.
Yeah.
Can we say that? Because I don't necessarily believe that any woman should dress any certain way. You know, you can be in the grocery store half naked, and that doesn't warrant any man coming up to you and saying "liberty blah blah blah" or being handsy feely or anything like that, right? That's not okay. But at what point do you have to say this is for attention? You were dressed like this because you're trying to garner attention from other people in public, and you're getting the attention that you want, or not getting the attention that you want, or maybe haven't previously gotten the attention that you want. So you had to take it up a notch,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
right?
Right.
That was very, very well worded. I'm proud of you on that one.
Yeah, and,
Yeah, 'cause
I've
I mean
been
that-
drinking.
Yeah, I'm proud of you on that. That was good. Okay. No, because I mean, with this conversation, you do deal with the Me Too movement, where it goes, well, I can wear whatever I want. I can go topless if I wanted to into the grocery store, and it shouldn't warrant
100%
anything.
true. 100% true.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard to go on that topic of that's a little bit far, because I mean, you can't really tell somebody that that's how you should dress, that's how you shouldn't dress. But at the same time, there's a point where it's like the same thing as like going to the grocery store and you see somebody who has fucked up hair, and you're like, ooh, someone didn't really want to stare in the mirror today. Okay.
Yeah, and you look at it, and then when you look at them, they say to you, what the fuck are you looking at? And then you want to naturally say, your hair, you left the house like that.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not judging you, but you knew that was going to garner attention.
Yes.
You know what? I went on a blind date, and the girl showed up late. When she showed up, she had on the tight shorts that kind of came up.
The coochie cutters.
They're coochie cutters.
Okay.
Let's just.
That's a thing.
That's
never
exactly
heard
what
that.
they were. That's exactly what
I've
they
never
were.
heard it called that.
Yeah.
But that's exactly what they were. So when they walk up and they're doing all this, but I'm not gonna lie, man. I mean, I like what I saw.
And that is the expected reaction from something like that. You know what? Like, if they weren't trying to impress you, that he came out dressed like a nun.
Right.
You know what I mean? If they didn't, if they
To be
were
fair,
not,
they might have a nun thing.
no,
We don't know.
no. Because I would say if they didn't want you to look, and that's not fair. Some people are who they are. If they want to dress skimpy or if they want to dress thin, like I know that I enjoy wearing t-shirts that are a little tight and they show off the pecs a little bit. That doesn't necessarily mean that I'm trying to garner attention from any random female. It's just how my shirts fit.
Yeah.
They fit, you know, that's how they fit on my build. So it's not fair to say, you know, what did she expect, or this is what she was expecting as far as the reaction. Maybe that's something that she's just comfortable in, but as far as an intelligent deduction of what you are wearing, you have to assume that there is a possibility that someone, if not the person that you are trying to impress, someone else is going to look.
Well, I was actually told this a long time ago. This is kind of an
Right.
interesting point with it. I asked one of the people I did a long time ago, where I was curious of the thought of thongs, because they don't seem comfortable. They don't seem like fitting whatsoever. And I asked her about them, and she said they aren't comfortable. At first, when you start wearing them, they're not comfortable. They're not whatever, but they do make it look better back then. So the point of starting to wear them is to make it look better, but you had to deal with the uncomfortability for a little bit, and then you just get used to it.
Look better according to whom?
And that's all. It's all subjective, right?
Yes, it is. It is all subjective. But I just thought that was interesting to the point of, I mean, you have that cliche where beauty is pink.
Right.
Beauty is pink. So I mean, you deal with that kind of stuff just to get the attention, and it just becomes along the way of this is what is causing beauty, is the fact that it is booty shorts that go right up your ass. It may not be comfortable, but
Which is more so the trend these days. I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys have noticed, but like
Yeah.
when the weather heats up, the shorts get shorter,
Tighter.
right? They definitely get tighter. You definitely have those.
They might as well be painted on.
We
They
can
might as
say
well
that.
be painted
My
on.
point is like you remember like volleyball in high school, the short shorts that were like spandex, super tight, like.
Wait, you guys actually
super-
went there for the volleyball game, or was
No,
that?
but my point exactly. My point exactly. You know, so the shorter things get, the warmer it gets, the more skimpy the outfits are gonna get. I say every year, you know it's summer outside because you see tube tops and coochie cutters,
Yep.
for lack of a better term, like short shorts on females. And females, don't get me wrong, it is your right entirely to wear whatever the fuck you want, wherever you want to go, and not be harassed by someone with the drangus, right? Drangus. By someone with the drangus, simply because of the way that you're dressed. That is your absolute right. Let's not get into the whole Alabama thing.
But I think
Let's let that be.
I think a good comparison is the fact of, like when people get drunk, there's a certain point where it's acceptable drunk, like you're absolutely crazy or annoying or obnoxious drunk, and then there's like obnoxious clothing wearing almost in a point, because I mean there's a point where it becomes like, man, I don't know if I could wear that out in public like that. It's not like a self-image kind of look, but I just don't know if me personally, if I could wear biker shorts that were up my ass walking out in public.
By a show of hands, anyone ever worn a banana hammock on the beach?
Nope.
No. Right?
I thought you were about to raise your hand. I was I'm so glad you didn't wear it to the beach. Jesus
No, but
Christ.
why is that? Why is that? Because there's a little bit of modesty.
I would be uncomfortable in it.
Not in the same,
And
man.
I think your modesty is probably more accurate, more so than I'm uncomfortable, because if you're not built with an Adonis body, Come on now.
I honestly,
You're going to be self-conscious about what you wear.
knowing you, I thought you were honestly gonna go. I didn't want to break up any relationships. Okay.
No,
You really
I'm, not,
didn't.
I'm not going
No.
there because I know what I have under these clothes, and it's nothing near Adonis. I'm okay with it, but I'm not. It's not. I don't flaunt it,
Yeah, and I mean,
and that's the modesty part.
yeah. So, back to my original question.
Where were we?
Yeah. What would have been your natural reaction? Mr. Classic first. If you don't mind, please.
Overthinking.
Okay. To which you would have.
I would have stared,
Okay, and then what?
then looked away, because I was after my thought process was done. I'm done.
In my opinion, I've never gotten in trouble for this because when I get awkward, I start laughing. And so I've had situations like that where it's happened where like there's somebody in front of me that's like that, and I'll start laughing and I'll look at my significant other and I'll start laughing. I'm like, oh my god, dude, do you not see this? and we'll start talking about it.
So do you think that's the appropriate reaction is to preemptively
Yeah.
hit
Yes,
it?
because
head on?
I've never gotten in trouble
Yes.
with it, so I'm assuming yes, but I don't know. I mean, I could be with a partner who would find that completely offensive if I started doing that.
But it automatically insinuates that you've seen it.
This is why I'm.
You've
this
seen
is
it
why
first.
I'm staring. Yes.
Right.
It's like,
Yes.
babe, I'm bothered. This is why. Can we talk about it?
I'm shook. Hang on.
Like,
Can we talk about it?
so I was almost to the point. I'm getting looked at right now because she's out here. She's not on camera, but she's out here. Like it was almost to the point where I felt like, oh, we should leave the grocery store as soon as we get gas. Maybe we need to stop at church on the way home, right? Because honestly, honest to God, like I have a beautiful girlfriend. Don't get me wrong, she's gorgeous, and I'll say that whether she's.
You have to say
that. I will say that whether she's here or not. I say that in close quarters. I say that on camera. I say it all the time.
Yeah.
Right? I'm very fortunate to have the girlfriend that I have. However, if there is a woman on my 12 walking through the grocery store with her ass half hanging out, I'm with you.
Well,
I have to.
yeah.
Oh, stop.
Of course you're gonna look. It's natural.
Stop.
It's
I
natural
have
instinct.
to. Here she is off camera.
Intruder
But
alert.
I have to. Yeah. Intruder alert. Stranger danger. Well, right. I have to naturally analyze the situation with all the thought process that we just naturally went through.
Yeah.
Which, why are you dressed like that? Why did you leave the house like that? Are you trying to garner attention? What kind of attention are you trying to garner? Who does that, essentially? And if that was my girl, would I be okay with that? And of course not.
And we process this at different speeds. I mean,
Yes.
those exact same questions, I would have had the exact same questions. How fast do I process through them? How fast you process through them?
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
it depends on that. That's how long you're staring because you're processing what the fuck is going on.
Well,
Right.
this dude right here was staring for a motherfucking
Well,
minute.
He
Well,
just mentioned
yeah.
like 5 questions he had to
To
answer
be-
for himself.
To be fair, as one of this dude's best friends, anytime that I've ever seen him in an awkward situation, he will stare for a minute and be like, maybe a minute in, just go, hang on.
He didn't let
No, it'll catch up.
Hold on.
It'll
We were
catch up
talking
to
about
him,
this.
but he will overanalyze this over and over. It's almost like a memento thing where you'll go over it and over it like 20 times, and then you'll have a reaction to it.
I'm not mad about it. Like I find it
So-
hilarious. I just had to give him shit about it.
So then, essentially, after she's giving me shit about it, I'm
of
like,
course, naturally.
"Fuck! How do I remedy this?
There is no remedy.
How do I fix this?"
No.
Because ultimately, I was not checking out this girl's ass
Uh.
simply based on ass purposes.
Right.
Correct.
Right.
Right.
Correct.
This was my entire thought process: is why did you leave the house like that? Why are you in the grocery store like that? Would I be okay if my girl was in the grocery store like that? Do I have any right to say whether or not she could be in the grocery store like that? So on and so forth, you know? So, the question that I beg to you guys, go ahead and feel free to drop some comments down at the bottom once this gets posted. And once you watch this and once you share it with your friends, and then you share it with your mama, and your mama shares it with her friends, and then your mama's friends share it with her friends, and then you go ahead and share it with your friends, which then ultimately we become mutual friends, and then everybody's part of Three Crafty Bastards, is what do you do in a situation like that?
Yeah.
Let me lay it out for you one more time. We're walking through the grocery store. I'm with my girl. On my 12 is a woman that has her ass hanging out. I naturally am looking forward because that is the direction that I'm heading. I get accused of staring too long, and ultimately she's like, "You're checking out this chick's ass." Now, whether it be something serious, because girls, I know that you're out there,
But
right?
I was not
Whoa.
serious.
No, wait,
I was
wait,
fucking
wait,
with
wait,
you.
wait. Off
Just let that be known.
Hold
I
up,
was
off
fucking with
camera.
you.
Hold up, Blue's
This is
Clues off
our
camera.
segment.
Yeah.
And-
Now, whether it be serious and you really are in a fight afterwards, or whether your girl's just giving you shit because she thinks the same way that you do, like, who let this woman out the house like that, or whatever, what do you do? What do you do to try to neutralize that situation? Do you draw attention to it and you become Stevie Wonder all of a sudden and you look away and your head's naturally going
Sunglasses
like
come
this?
on, going. What?
Yeah.
I can't see
Yeah.
nothing.
It's not unusual, you know. You know, like, do you become that, or do you just act natural because that's just what's happening in front of you, and you decide to just not draw attention to it, and then she draws attention to it, and then you have to fix that shit later. What do you do?
Great question,
Yeah, 3 Crafty Bastards. I'm B. Smith.
The nuke.
Mr. Classic.
Go ahead and drop them comments down below once this gets uploaded.
Oh, and half pint off camera.
Oh
Thank
yeah,
you.
and definitely half pint off
Half
camera.
pint.
She's every bit of sassy that you think she is. Look,
Of course.
she's right there. Yeah. So thank you again, 3 Crafty Bastards Memorial Day. Check out these segments. We're gonna upload them pretty soon here for you on YouTube and on Facebook. Appreciate your viewership. One more thing. You guys can't get this anywhere. I just want to say that. Check
I'm
out
out.
that super awesome cherry blossom. You guys can't get that anywhere.
Yes.
I'm gonna need
That's
some more.
homebrew right there.
Super awesome cherry blossom.
Cheers to you guys.